So my astronomer is Vera Rubin. It's the one that I picked. She was an American astronomer who was born to Jewish immigrant parents who took an interest in astronomy from an early age, just as 10 years old. She does recall making a cardboard telescope and just watching the meteors and keeping track of them right outside her window. She did receive a scholarship, and even her high school professor was trying to discourage her from continuing a science career because she was a woman. She did enroll in the Vassar College after receiving her scholarship, and she received her bachelor's degree in 1948, and she was the only student in her class who did the bachelor's in astronomy. She then decided to pursue her master's, which she did get denied by Princeton because she was a woman, and actually denied Harvard. And she did ended up pursuing at Cornell. And during her study, she studied the motion of galaxies, and she made one of the first observations of Hubble flow, which, as we know, is how galaxies move apart from one another. Her conclusion was that there was an orbital motion, even though that it was disproven, it still sparked interest in other scientists. She did pursue her PhD at Georgetown University, which is where her husband worked, and even she still managed to do this while she had kids and she was pregnant. So her thesis was fluctuations in the space distribution of the galaxies. Which in summary, it explained that the galaxies in the universe clump together rather than being just evenly distributed. And then she still continued to face sexism and discouragement because she was a woman. Even she did apply and was the first one to observe at the Palomar. So she was actually the first woman. She didn't even have a restroom, so she had to make her own. So she is definitely a role model for women. She definitely received a lot of honor, having rockets getting launched into space after her name, getting comets named after her. Even a part of Mars was named after her, and as well as a um, an observatory in Chile was named right after her. So she still managed to do all of this with having a family, and even her kids pursued PhDs in science and mathematics. So it was definitely, she was a huge role model. So I did pick her because she never gave up, and she had love, she had the motivation, even though that she faced obstacles in her life. So I think it was good, and it's a good motivation for a lot of women. And I really did I looked up a lot of quotes for her, and the one that stood up the most, which I will end the video with one of her quotes, is there is no problem in science that can be solved by a man that cannot be solved by a woman. So it definitely is an inspiration to all women, little girls who do want to pursue and have to go through obstacles. And it's great because at the end of the day, they can still manage to have careers, have children, and still make a lot of great observations in science.